responsible and that they're a safe driver, and you know, keep their logbooks at least appearing legal, and you know, that's just a big challenge. And the ramifications of that, and that's true with any business, everybody faces those types of challenges from regulation. If you're caught, you know, either breaking the law or one of your drivers is breaking the law, or you're out of compliance, you know, the fines and ramifications from that can be pretty stiff. The opportunities, just to go back to that, again, on the personal side, the opportunities I already talked about. The schools here are great. The community is great. We do not regret coming here at all. We think it was a great decision. But, you know, a threat that we also talked about but had no clue how bad it would get was what the economy would do. You know, you have no way of knowing that, or what the price of fuel will do. That can keep you awake at night. So those are threats that are out there no matter where you're located, but it is, you know, you'll have those, you'll find what those threats are in your own business plan when you go to do it. You really need to look at what are the big things that could really, you know, deflate your business and really make it difficult for you to survive.
Can you share with us how often you go through a semi-SWOT analysis? Is it when you have to make major decisions? Do you do it like at the end of the year? Do you, or at the first of the year? Yeah. Is there a set time?
I do little mini ones about daily. You know, there's days when you have your whole day planned out of things you have to get done, and then you get to work and something happens, or you get the phone call that there's a, you know, emergency or whatever, and that whole plan goes out the window. So you have to do, I think, little miniature SWOTs every day when you get to work. You know, decide what is the most important, what's the biggest opportunity you have of the day to get the most done. So we, you know I do that each day. But, you know, right now we're going through this process again with our health insurance. You know, in my opinion, and actually in my husband and his partners also, the people who don't care, don't even ask you if you have benefits. They don't care if you have health insurance. You know, retirement plan's not important to them. In the long run, those people, unless it's for financial reasons, I can understand because our employees do have to contribute, but the people who don't care or don't look forward enough to, you know, think about their retirement or think about their family's health care probably are not the people that I want to hire. You know, they're not the people that are going to take care of your equipment, or they're going to put the best face of your company out there for people to see. So it's important to us to be able to offer that, but we have to weigh, you know, when does it become not feasible for us as, you know, to contribute. We contribute right now 75% of single person's health coverage. We contribute 75% of that, and that just went up to the whole plan costs. I think it went from like $380 to $522 a month this year. So now we have to decide, you know, we have to do this whole process to say, you know, are we going to tick off our employees that are valuable to us by saying, guess what, we're only going to pay half, or we're going to pay a quarter of it now. So we have to weigh that. And, you know, the family plans are $1,500 a month. We've been paying 50% of that for our employees. Can we keep doing that? You know, we don't know. And, you know, if we can't keep doing that, what's that do to our employee? Going to be without insurance? Probably not, but do you want to pay, you know, 75% of $1,500 a month? So it's a struggle. And so we're going through that, using this process for that right now. We go through it on a kind of a smaller scale, but we still use this process when it's time for annual reviews for employees. You know, I think you can use this process every day in business and in your personal life as well. So we use it a lot.
Questions for Julie? For anybody in the room who talked about being in business for yourself, I think the number one issue that comes up that I've dealt with people who want to start businesses is the whole issue of healthcare. If you're lucky enough to have a spouse or significant other who can provide the healthcare, then it's really not a big issue. But if you have to provide for yourself or your family, it becomes a huge issue. Because quite honestly, right now the system is not set up in your favor. And while they continue to they continue to try to adjust, obviously, legislation to make healthcare better. It just seems like it gets murkier and murkier and more difficult for you to come up with basic healthcare coverage. Actually, just came from Canada, and they've got socialized healthcare up there, and there's some pros and cons for doing that, and quite honestly, that would be another topic for another day. But they have some other struggles that they deal with. Obviously, they don't have to deal with the healthcare component, but I think that that's critically important. The last item that I want to share with you is really the last sheet of your handout.
Dave, could I add something to this
Yeah.
about the health before you move on? Just everybody that said that they want to be a business owner and have your own business, I don't at all want to discourage you from that. But I think it's important, if you're going to have fewer than 50 employees, like this year, if you have more than 50 employees, you're going to be penalized if you do not provide health insurance. And I don't know yet what that penalty is, but there are other avenues you can take if you have fewer than 50 employees. A lot of employees, and something we've looked at doing, they say, look, we can't afford to have a group health insurance plan. And a lot of times, especially if you're an individual and you don't need a family plan, you can go out and purchase your own individual plan for far less than what you can contribute to the one at work with. And a lot of companies will say, okay, we can't afford to have a group plan, but we're going to give you $200 extra a month to help pay for you to go get your own plan. So make sure that you find out what all of those opportunities are to maybe get around, the big difficult thing that you're facing. And I think the best way to do that is by talking to people either that have their own business, or if there's someone that has a business like what you're looking to get into, just find the right person that's willing to help you and help you answer those tough questions.
Good point. Okay, last sheet. I mentioned to you that they do economic development on a regional basis. This is sort of the economic growth plan that we put together several years ago through a effort of community leaders from the region called Focus 2020. And in number 1, you can see economic assessment and preliminary analysis. The second bullet down is SWOT analysis. Quite honestly, a tool in the toolbox